What is good, peeps? Welcome to an Indefatigable Artist. Episode 32. Pillow Scream. What is the Indefatigable Artist about? It's about alleviating depression for those carrying the weight of yesterday. It's about alleviating anxiety for those fearing the worry of tomorrow. It's about alleviating presence for those not enjoying the whimsicality of today. It's about releasing frustration. It's about self-expression, creating no matter what. It is a time to zoom out, pull back away from the mundane. All the time we try to be somebody else. Even approaching the writing for this podcast, I come to freeze up sometimes. Does anyone even care to hear about this? What if I'm too random, too sporadic? I admit I write and record this podcast as much for me as anybody else, but I do hope that it's felt. My goal is to give energy, to get people to express themselves more. We try to be somebody else, the one who we think others will accept. We wake up and put on this mask, the one we have learned to make. Showing who we really are hurts too much. I did that before when I was younger. Learned my lesson, never to do that again. Can anyone go back to who they were before being hurt, emotionally damaged in whatever way life chooses? It's not hard or easy. It just is. Life just is. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you will set yourself free. What are expectations for a desired outcome? I had expectations too, thoughts of how I saw my life going, and that set myself up to be depressed and anxious. Anxiety building when I wasn't working on my goal, unable to savor the flavor of the sauce on the table that someone else made for me. How did I have the audacity not to eat it all? I was full. Should I eat more than that? I try to be kind at all times, but the universe doesn't work that way. Life's not fair. Life's not fair. Star blows up, implodes in on itself with a gravity so strong it pulls in everything in sight, including light. Our very own star, that small white giant, will one day die. Nothing lasts forever. Change is incessant, non-stop, consistently inconsistent, random, chaotic. But life's not fair. Get smacked in the face by an asteroid as you just sit there. You don't even see it coming. It happens so fast. And the asteroid just is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just a mineral rock flying through space. And you happen to be in its way. The virus is killing people, but what are people killing? What is your view of a gnat? You stepped on that ant and instantaneously crushed its entire body. What say you of that? Don't even hesitate. Oh, you stupid hippie. We have heard that before. Act all almighty fucking idiot. I do as I please. You can't tell me what to do. I am free. Life just is. I know I'm grateful to see another day, grateful to record another episode, even if this one may be short. Had a long week emotionally, physically. Stress, a silent killer. We all do the best we can. Try to handle stress the best we can in the best way possible. One crazy inhale in, one chaotic exhale out at a time. I have been trying. That is what I've been doing. Trying my best. Frustrated that it hasn't been enough. Why am I not at the level I want to be? What am I not doing right? Where have I failed? I hold myself to a high standard of performance each and every day, but it never seems to be enough. On the corner of doing too much and not doing enough. Who else will I see here? Scream into a pillow. What the fuck? Bite my lip. Blood swims through me as I flip the switch. Storm brewed counterclockwise. Heartbeat starts to rise up to test my chin. Hit me again and again. I woke up again. So did I win? What happened in the past, I forget. Future pushes down on my right shoulder, throws my lower back out. Can't even stand to sit down any longer. Been so long since I ate, I lost my hunger. Another vowel I can't afford. In the smashed concrete, a weed grew, and next door there was a flower. Look how beautiful. You try to touch it, but there is a fence. Stay out with the rest, you sickly little pest. What's your name? Bam! Hit by a bus. Tomorrow forgotten, because yesterday he was too afraid to get out there. Because yesterday he wasn't focused on the day. He was focused on silly little mind games. Wordplay. Like, what's not happening today? What's not right in front of my face the whole time? Living in past disgrace, not realizing right now is an infinitely passing phase, gone without a trace. What phase is the moon in? I don't know. Haven't looked at it in a while, so it ceased to exist. Just like this present moment. I am too busy trying to own the future and settle in the past, not seeing the present for a present. Because yesterday, I was he who wasn't focused on the day. Because yesterday, I was too afraid. Because yesterday, I was focused on silly mind games, thinking concepts like past and future are real, that they would actually exist on Neptune, that they are words that can pass through a black hole, words that aliens would know, but they don't. It's an illusion based in mankind. Who has the time? Those who own the capital own the time. Now get in line. We are the ones paying you a shekel for your time. Do as you're told. Don't try to rhyme. You are here to grind. You are worthless if you are not producing, not doing something. Just because you are doing something doesn't mean you are doing something. Where will we be when our giant white starry sun dies? We have to get off this planet and explore more. I went through a rough week and had a bad day where I was really frustrated and had just one too many obstacles. Why did the straw break the camel's back? The million other straws underneath it was one too many straws for me, and I felt like I collapsed. But as I did, as yet another panic attack came and went. My entire body clenched. Every muscle in my body flexed. I felt like the forest after a fire. Everything burned to a crisp. All the old trees of yesterday burned so that the seeds of tomorrow can break through the ground, giving rise to new life. Life that will carry on into the infinite right now. The day after this emotionally charged episode, it was like a day of clarity. I felt free. The weight that was weighing on my mind, the anxiety I had, the harsh self-criticism that I try each and every day to redirect, to harness the energy of that incessant beast who haunts my sleep into my unconscious mind. It creeps. Why the fuck won't you just kill me? Because torturing you for a lifetime is part of the fun. What do I want to do when it's all said and done? I try everything. Time and time again, I feel like I'm always learning something new. But what is it that I am the top 5% in the world at doing? What is it that I'm best at? What is it I am most passionate about? Passion. I'm most passionate about self-expression, and that has taken many forms: writing, painting, photography, animating, live streaming, 3D art. But there are only 24 hours in a day. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. That's years. As it's 10,000 hours of diligent, heavy concentration, not just half-ass paying attention and doing half-ass work. That is 10,000 hours of deep focus. Let's say you do 40 hours a week of this, which is really a lot, as I'm talking about time that is really going to develop you in mastering your craft. In reality, it's probably 50 to 60 hours to get that 40 hours that would count towards this. So 40 is a lot. And many don't have that kind of time to devote to mastering that craft, as we all have obligations to keep a roof over our head and food in our bellies. But for the sake of the argument, we'll say at 40 hours a week, that's almost 5 years to master that craft. Many would say it takes about 10 years. And even then, it's never ending with art. You don't get to that level. You don't get to 10,000 hours and voila, you're just done. That would mean stagnation. And for a creative, that is a form of death. So from this perspective, I looked at the question of how I want to spend my time. What effect do I want to have on not only those around me, but those who I've yet to meet? I think of future humans and or other species from this planet that will be traveling thousands of years into space. What will keep them company on these journeys? What keeps us company on this planet? We have art, television shows, YouTube, social media. I think all of that will still be relevant on these journeys into space. Why would we not want to have these computerized minds, to have personalities, to have sympathetic behaviors, empathetic behaviors? One would need to have some form of entertainment, something to occupy the mind. That is what I'm creating for. And to do that, I'm getting back to my creative roots, which for me starts with writing. That's where it all stems from, writing. And since I can't devote all of my time to my passion right now, as I too have obligations, I have to be really diligent with my time. And it was this thinning out that led to this panic attack, that to this recent collapse this past week. But at the next day, when I decided I was going to limit myself, and I know I talk about being limitless all the time, but limiting so that I can harness this energy, that universal energy flowing through me, flowing through any of us. It takes a lot of concentration, a lot of effort to let it go without direction, which is what it's felt like. It's like the wheels are spinning in the mud, not getting anywhere, or just getting there at a slower pace. I will still do what I have in my mind of taking Bleace to the next level, of wanting to do an animated film with the novels, but I can't get there all at once. I have to build it brick by brick. And this podcast has pushed me to write and read more. It's been so satisfying doing these episodes. And side note, I do hope I'm not sounding redundant in these episodes. Sometimes I feel I don't have, something new to talk about without sounding like white noise, like on the timeline, that you see post after post, trying to come with a fresh perspective. Sometimes I feel I go in too many directions, too many different directions. It may not be suitable for listeners, but this is the mind of a creative. It goes from one thing to another instantaneously because everything is everything. Everything relates to another in this universe. It's going further. It's stretching out the mundane. It's jumping off this planet and going to the next. It's going beyond the everyday. An explosion of energy under the pale moonlight, the beautiful moonlight. Look at that face, how it shines in the night sky, drinking red wine, not thinking about the time. Hold my hand, and I can't help but hold yours. So soft and gentle in the freshly cut green grass, not a sound. 10 miles to the nearest town. Love and adoration have collided on this mound, subtle vibrations from your soothing moan. So many years, the tension between the sun and moon, cylindrical dance, lightly giving chase. Every once in a while, their paths eclipse. A light touch of the plump lips. Hands grip the waist of the faded jeans. Does the moon exist if you don't look at it? The sun grazes the face of the moon. always thinking of her, no matter how far. Opportunity takes you faster than a shooting star. Hurry, don't wait, for this opportunity will not wait. Opportunity is a fast car. Get in while the door is ajar. Take you further than a shooting star. Hurry, you're hurt, but what's the harm? Do you feel the vibration from my adoration of special dimensions and everything in between? People come and go, feelings flee like the feather of a bird's wing. Nothing has meaning without the frontal cortex. Language I speak now is code someone else had to teach. Words implanted in my brain without my consent, too young to protest. Why haven't you studied for your test yet? You better know all the answers. Don't forget. School bus hit by a train. Life just is. It's constant. Apply whatever man-made words you want to it. Won't stop it from expanding at an ever-increasing pace. What does that stressor have to do with anything? You were heartbroken yesterday. What does that have to do with what you do today? You woke up today. With that simple act, you are already more resilient than the day before, if you choose to see it. Choose to see the best parts of yourself and learn to love your flaws. This is said to myself, my other self, as much as it is to anyone who may hear it. And I'll leave you with that simple message. For if this is my last episode ever, one of those times that will be true. So I want to say it now, because if not now, when? But I just want to say before I go one last thing. And if it's the last thing I ever say, I want it to be this. Appreciate you listening. Be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and share. It's a free way to pay it forward. Can always go further at Bleace.com and sign up to our free newsletter. Let's go further together, one step at a time.